Alright everybody, this is a video tutorial for QMB 3200 on how to use the statistics software and install it into your computer. So you can see I've already logged into the my.usf.edu app. Once you're in here, you're going to go to Learning and Teaching Tools. You'll go down to Application Gateway and select it. And then there's two ways to download the Citrix receiver, which you're going to need in order to access the statistics software. You can do it either down here below where it says client installation and select whether you have a Windows or a Mac installation, or you can just go ahead and click sign in. And I've already logged in. Normally right here you'll have to log in again with your USF ID and password. You can use the light version, like I wrote in the notes that Professor Dummeldinger has posted. If you use the light version, this version tends to freeze up sometimes, so you're going to want to save your work as you do it. So as soon as you make a printout, go ahead and put it into a Word document. Last semester we had a lot of students who used this version and did 12 or 13 printouts just to have the software freeze up on them, and then they would have to go ahead and start all over again. So we don't want that to happen to you. So if you do use the light version, make sure that you're saving your work constantly. And not in statistics either. If you use statistics and you're trying to save it in statistics, it's a cloud-based software, and so your work is going to get lost somewhere out there in the cloud. So make sure that you're saving your data on an Excel file first, and then saving your printouts directly into a Word document. So we're going to go ahead and start downloading the Citrix receiver. Sometimes it'll say download, other times it'll come to this screen where it says detect receiver. So I'm going to go ahead and click that now and see what happens. Go ahead and agree with the license agreement, and then you can go ahead and click download. Once it starts downloading, it usually takes about 3 to 5 minutes to download, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video until this completes. And sometimes during the downloading process, it tends to freeze up, especially for Mac users. Mac users seem to have the hardest time with this software, so I recommend Mac users, if you are having a hard time getting the Citrix receiver downloaded onto your computer, use the light version, or you can go to the IT desk on the first floor in the library, and they'll normally get you straightened out better than I would or Professor Dummeldinger would. So it looks like the receiver finished downloading. And so my computer was a little bit slow, and so I paused the video for a second. Once it's finished downloading, you're going to go ahead, click yes on the permissions, and then you'll see this welcome to Citrix receiver. Go ahead and click start. Agree to the license agreement. And then it'll be initializing and installing. Normally when you get to this point, you're in the clear as far as getting the Citrix receiver installed onto your computer. It just may take a little while as it is here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video again. Alright, it looks like our receiver is just finishing up installation. Installation successful. So you're going to go ahead and click finish. Sometimes in this screen you'll see finish and add account. There's no need to add an account. We're using the USF cloud, so you already have an account set up. So if you do see that option, don't worry about it. You can go ahead and skip over it. Just click finish here. You could click continue. Open Citrix receiver launcher. Already installed, that's fine. And then you're taken to the application gateway. And so when you get to the application gateway, there's two ways that you can get to the statistics software. You can either scroll down until you see the statistics software, or you can be time efficient, look up in the right hand corner where it says search all apps, and start typing the word statistics in it, and then you'll see it's statistics 10 student. Sometimes students think that we're talking about Statistica. No, the software is going to be statistics 10 student. And so when you click the software, you'll see this box appear right here. If you use the light version, you're not going to see this. You're going to be opening it up in a browser, so you won't see this box down here. And so it's opening up. Let's try that one more time. And there you go. And you'll see that statistics student 10 is starting to open up. Typically takes a little while, but that's okay here. Let's close this out. Permit use. Make sure that you're permitting use for the application on this entire thing. It's really important. Otherwise, you're going to run into some errors. So go ahead and select permit use. This opened up work that I previously had. So I'm going to go ahead and click new. And so now we're at a new screen here, and I'm going to make this big for you guys. And so when you get to this part of the software, you're going to want to go ahead and start entering your information, but you can see that I'm trying to type and nothing is happening. And so what you first have to do, let me actually make this smaller so that way you can actually see the tabs up at the top. There we go. And so what you're going to first want to do is you're going to want to, like I said, put the data into Excel first, and then there's two ways that you can do it from there. So I already pulled my data, and so now I want to insert my variables. And for your project, you guys are going to be either dealing with houses or cars. And so when I did my project, I did houses. And so the variables that we were assigned was price, square feet, and location. And be cautious, because anything you enter into the cells cannot be a letter. It has to be a number, unless you're entering a variable name. So make sure that you're using numbers for cells that are supposed to have quantitative values in it. And you'll notice that I separated it by commas. When you put a comma here, it lets the software know that this is a new column. So make sure you're separating your variables by commas. And then I'm just going to go ahead and press OK. And now I have my three variables here. And so how are we going to put information there? Because you see that we can type in letters. We don't want letters. And always better to start in Excel so that way we don't lose our data. So I already have mine here. I'm going to copy everything besides the titles. Go to statistics and I'll get out of there. And I'm going to press Control V to paste it in there. And boom, all my data has been imported. Now the other way you can do it is, let's go ahead and start a new file. No, don't save changes. You can go to File, Import, Excel File. You come to this screen. And so when you get to this screen, this is not your actual information. You need to go to the computer on the left panel. Go ahead and click Local Disk. This will let you get into your computer. If you don't click this, then you're just roaming around in the cloud and probably not going to find the data that you want. So make sure you click on the left-hand panel, Computer, and then Local Disk C on whatever your computer name is. And then when you get here, all of your information will stop popping up. And then you're going to go ahead and click Users and click your name. And then go ahead and click Desktop. I save all my work to Desktop first, and then your Excel example, or my Excel example, is right there. And so you're going to double click on that, and it'll open it up into the statistics software. And when you get here, you can either have it read the titles from your Excel, or you can create new titles. I'm just going to have it read the titles from Excel, and then press OK. And then press OK. I don't know what these D and E are, probably something that was attached because I had some text later on in the file. So you can just go ahead and remove these variables by going to Data, Delete, Variables, and then just highlight the variables you want to delete. So I want to delete D, E, and F. I'm going to bring them over and press OK. And this is how you get the data onto statistics. Now I'll go over on how to get the data onto statistics when you're using the light version or statistics is popping up in a browser. Alright, so I opened the statistics software on my laptop just so you can see what happens when it opens in a browser. And so you can see right here that it's in a browser. You have this weird little almost full circle thing up at the top of the screen. You have your file tab. So pretty much looks the same. It just functions a little bit differently than if you were to download the Citrix receiver. Again, this is mainly when we're using the light version this happens, but occasionally this will happen to Mac users even if they do download the Citrix receiver. And so we're going to go over how to pull up the data using this type of statistics version. And so you can go ahead and insert variables just like we did before. Again, I'm going to use the same data set. So we're talking about price, comma, square feet, comma, and location. And I'm going to press OK, and that's going to give me my 3 columns where I can go ahead and put my data. Now here's where the difference is. So I'm going to go ahead and copy my data. Now I can't just paste it in there. I'm pressing Control V right now like I did earlier on, and you can see that I just can't paste it in there. So I'm going to have to go to the top here first, click that circle thing. It's actually going to be the clipboard, and then I'm going to press Control V there. And once I've pressed Control V there, now it's on a clipboard in the application. And so I can exit out of that, and then I can press Control V here, and there it'll import my data that way. Now, if I wanted to just import the Excel file, this will also be useful if you guys are going to be doing the homework with the practice data sets that are already given to you. Let me start a new file here. No, I don't want to save. And so I'm going to go ahead and click the circle again. For Mac users, you'll see a cloud with an upward facing arrow. That's indicative of upload, and so you'll want to click that. If you're on a PC, you're probably going to see these 3 dots right here, and so you can click the 3 dots, click upload, and then I'm going to upload from the stats project data that I've already created. And make sure that you're doing it into a space that you can easily find. And so up here, it'll take you straight to your computer files that are yours, and just upload it, say, to the desktop, okay? Probably the safest place to put something if you want to find it quickly. And I'm going to press OK. And now you can see that it hasn't come up here yet. And so once you have it uploaded, you're going to go to File, Import Excel File, and then make sure that you're under your username. I already am. And then you'll go to your desktop and open the file that way. And again, you're going to get the prompt screen that wants to know if you want to read the names from the file, generate the names, or enter the names manually. So I'm going to press OK. Yep. And it's going to show me the D, E, and F again. And I can just go ahead and click Data, Delete Variables, highlight the D, E, and F, and go ahead and delete the variables. And there I have my data. Now, Dumbledinger is really good about going over the information he needs you to come up with in his own videos. So I won't be going over that in these videos. I hope that you now have an understanding of how to download the Citrix Receiver client, open statistics, and get the data into statistics to be using it. If you have any more questions, or if you have problems using the statistics software or getting it onto your computer, you can always come by my office hours Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 2 to 4, or you can shoot me an email and we can try to get it resolved that way. Thank you and good luck.